Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. This will be another reading for Sagittarius because I can do what the hell I want. Let's start you off with a message. We're going to start off with this deck, I think. Messages for my lovely Sagittarius. This could be a time to keep things close to your chest. There could be nefarious people around you, especially with the aspects today. Most vital message for Sagittarius. Devotional, interesting. There's something so intimate. Okay, 19. When letters reflect the tongue. In times of introspection, when I'm at my most vulnerable and revealing all that lives in me. You could be journaling, but let's go ahead and read a little bit of this for you guys. Journaling, introspection, reflection. The beautiful thing about a journal is that you're free to say things you wouldn't dare utter aloud. It's a sacred space to record your thoughts and analyze your feelings in the comfort of pages that will never tell your secrets. So this could be a time when you're acting on your feelings or your intuition. It says, turn inward to find the answer you seek. Interesting, but hold off at significant changes in the coming weeks, especially with these intense aspects that we're receiving right now. Receiving this card is a sign that now is not a good time to make any major decisions, as you would be doing so without all the information needed to determine next steps. This card may appear when things are at a standstill and guides you to embrace deep self-care, focusing on honoring yourself and your needs. So this could be about putting yourself first before you do anything else for others. Sometimes the universe guides your spirit to a time of confusion to encourage you to pause, reflect, and experience rest before the next major life cycle. If you do feel the urge to take action, and even if you do, you might notice it doesn't work out or there's something off about it. Yeah, so let's continue. Let's get you some tarot. Yeah, let's start with some tarot, I think. I want to use that pagan tarot. There we go. Let's actually roll the dice. We haven't used these in a while. Sagittarius, people and placements. You could be cooking pancakes. I saw pancakes, or you're cooking something on a griddle, maybe. Yeah, this could be about your daily routine work as well. This is like understanding yourself more clearly before you move towards like creating anything at this time. Be careful of conflict with people or people with conflict coming to you. So this could be a time to pull away, kind of. Yeah, the world. This is about closing out a major cycle and not getting looped back into a cycle, which is really interesting because I did your reading, I think, this morning, like the initial one where we got the world in the reverse. So there was something, maybe you've now closed out a cycle that you might have not this morning, and now you have. Maybe you had to realize that you were about to repeat something quite toxic, and you realized, screw that. Anything else for Sag? Yeah, I'm seeing now. I watched this like documentary. It was about this girl who went back in her lineage, and she went to some castle, and like she realized her ancestors were like holding out in this fort against the English or something like that. And they apparently like they had held out just long enough to survive. Like they had like no food, like so like food was super scarce. It was getting like short. The storage, what they had in the fort, and this was like 200, 300 years ago, was like dwindling, and they were like holding out until the army on the outside of the fortress like was distracted or had to go to a different situation. So there could be something about there's something about your clarity, like your clarity of intention right now. But he won like rewards for this and for holding out so long because yeah. So there could be something about holding out against maybe toxic energies. So, but holding your stance. There could be something about moon cycles as well. Yeah, 8 of Wands sideways. So this is about forward momentum kind of being stalled or kind of evaluating things. Maybe you're looking at your budget because you can see in this card she's kind of like looking at her paperwork or looking at some receipts or something or money, considering where her money's going. Yeah, this is about putting your happiness first. Anything that makes you feel off, I wouldn't pursue at this time. Anything else for Sag? You have a lot of supporters around you as well. I think they're trying to support you, but you also have like nefarious people as well that you might be needing to close out cycles with. So yeah, changing your perspective, the Hangman here. Somebody might have wanted to keep you trapped or bound in something maybe. Tell me more, Sag. Yeah, there was something unsuccessful in the past, or you need to be careful that you're not entering something that's not going to work, is what I'm seeing. Carefully making decisions about your future could also be important. Coming out of conflict or leaving behind conflict people. I heard ridden people. So if you notice in someone's energy that they're the type of person that constantly puts others down when you're around them, or just toxic, like there's like motives underlying things that you sense, I would listen to that. So you know what? I'm going to do a Sabian. We don't do that often, and this is a bit of a special reading, isn't it? So why not? Third Sagittarius reading of the day. If you're here, thank you so much for your support. Sagittarius from the highest teams. What's the most valuable message for Sagittarius from the highest teams of love and light? Angel Michael, guardians and guides. Yeah, you could be undoing a lot. Like you could be like in a stage of like unraveling something, or this could be like Yeah, interesting. It's like taking a different blueprint. Like if maybe you've done like the same thing and the same strategy or something for a long time, and now you're kind of like dismantling that strategy. So yeah, there's something about not rushing though, for sure, for sure. Cancer 25. Let's see. Let's see that. Wasn't sure if they wanted me to pull another one. Let's see. A leader of men wrapped in an invisible cloak of power. So that's interesting. So there could be something about your power having to be invisible, almost in a sense, at this time. Some quotes: "Great hearts steadily send forth the secret forces that incessantly draw great events." So maybe this is about praying, inhaling golden white light from heaven, exhaling it into your field, commanding, desiring, calling in what you do desire, right? Leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and in actions, which makes sense because this, what I was just talking about, that fortress, how he was like rewarded for like holding out, holding out. A leader is best when people barely know he exists. Yeah, so you might need to like stay away from people that are very like domineering as well. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Yeah, because people can get very corrupt, right? So you might be dealing with somebody corrupt. Abraham Lincoln. A person wrapped up in himself makes a small package. Interesting. So you might notice that there's people wrapped up in themselves. It is better to be violent if there is violence in our heart than to put a cloak of nonviolence to cover impotence. And that's true. I heard something Mahatma Gandhi. I think he had a lot of. I think he had Saturn and Aries as well. And I have that as well. So there is something here about like responsibly utilizing your strength, your force. Mars is and Aries is about war, and it's about conquering. It's about the soldier archetype. So Saturn is more of like the commander, I would say, probably the boss, the general. But yeah, and they do say that if you, I realized this today. They were saying, like, if you're a person that thinks you never get angry or something like that, which I used to think until because I really didn't, basically because it was repressed, because you don't access Saturn, you don't access the zodiac sign that Saturn is in your chart until 30. Really, you can't push, you can't force Saturn. Saturn rules time itself, and it does not like the youth. It doesn't give you anything in youth. So you might notice now that you're finally, like, if you already had your Saturn return, I don't know which age you are, maybe you're younger, maybe you're older, but just know that when you hit your first Saturn return, which Saturn takes about 30 years to enter around an orbit, that you will finally be able to tap into those abilities. And I heard a quote that said, or something, they said, if you anger repressed is depression. And I thought that was really deep, and really, because it's true. If you have like an outlet for your energy or emotions, it's not harboring inside you. A man who lives right and is right has more power in his silence than another has by his words. Phillips Brooks, I love that. So this could be like maybe, having to establish silence between you and somebody else, boundaries, things like that, just to have like control over yourself, because you don't want to invest in something that's not worth your time. All I want is a warm bed and a kind word and unlimited power. Ashley Brilliant. Okay. Commentary on this Sabian symbol says, a leader of men wrapped in an invisible cloak of power is an image of someone who has charisma, leadership, or position that implies great authority and responsibility. Often these things need to be handled carefully. Having a lot of power leads to corruption and abuse of privileges. As this pictures a leader of men, this person must work for the good of the whole, not purely for personal advantage. The Oracle. There comes a time for most of us when we have to rise to the occasion as someone in charge or as a decision maker. So you could be making like decisions, right? Decisions to close out cycles with the world here, right? Whatever the situation there is, I need to accept that you or someone else has this level of power, and this must be used and wielded wisely. So you might be noticing maybe somebody's not as wise. You have an unavoidable obligation to accept responsibility and respond rationally. It may be that you have not sought out this power position of leadership. It can feel as though it's been thrust on you, but you have been placed in this position and you need to understand and accept the consequences. This symbol can also mean the abdication or giving away of your power to others. So this could be like people who are dominating you, right? Or trying to maybe get information out of you or pry something away from you or copy you, mimic you. People who seem stronger or more in charge than yourself. The responsibility of it can be refused and handed on. Alternatively, if someone is abusing their authority, others can be roused to remove this cloak or mantle, thereby stripping them of their authority and control. So you could be removing someone's control from your life by closing out a cycle. Positively, the invisible cloak of power can be something that lands in one's lap and must be responded to with responsibility and acceptance. There's something here I feel like about when you make choices from a sense of personal power that reflects in your reality, and God will match that, right? We can all have our own, we can all be our own gurus, taking on our own sense of strength and ability. Sometimes we find this out through the agency of someone else. Don't wait for somebody to tell you of your ability. Believe in your power and act on it. So this could be about operating from a sense of increased power as well, and how your reality reflects that. Wearing a special shawl or cloak can work wonders to attract power and energy. Keywords: leadership and its honors and responsibilities, powerful descent of energies taking over one's being, feeling invincible, one can do nothing wrong, hugging and being hugged, sore shoulders, shawls and cloaks that empower or cover up, gurus, quiet, unassuming strength. So that could be like a way to really. I heard a great quote recently that said, like, oh no, it's from the American Gangster movie where he was saying, the man who's the loudest in the room is the weakest in the room, and I thought that was so relevant because I've definitely met people that talk a lot, talk a big game, and they're weak. You know what I mean? Charisma, strength, and presence, beautiful coats, furs, and huge personalities. The caution: shows of superiority, presuming oneself to be more than one is, megalomania, abuse of power, not owning one's magnificence, having the weight of the world on your shoulders, people on power trips, and lording it over others, or being pushy. So you can notice there's people around you maybe like that you need to defend against. Yeah, this is about contracts. This is about your empowerment, your connection with your soul, creativity. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to pull some juicy messages. I don't want to keep it too long. Let's see from a lovely Sagittarius. The highest teams of love and light. What are the vital messages? I heard you need more authority, so maybe you're taking more authority of your life as well. If maybe people think that you're like easy prey or something, this fell on the ground. It says, fall out of love with them and in love with someone else. Interesting. Or something else. Or yourself, right? Shield, exactly. So very vital to shield at this time. There's a catalyst here. There is some kind of catalyst here. Maybe you're being called to step into your own power through a catalyst of some sort. Sagittarius, from the highest teams of love and light. I might have to use another bin. I have an extra bin that I might start using. But Sagittarius, for now, I feel like it's okay. We'll just take our time. Oh, shit. That went on the lap. You could be a seer, or you could see the future, and this really helps you to navigate and know when to invest, where not to. Or you could sense people's motives, things like that. Sagittarius, or yeah, there's something about the truth. Facing the truth will help you close out things. I heard mantle. I don't know what that's about. Like maybe the mantle, isn't that like on a fireplace? Like the mantle, like I don't know. It says, you mind your business. Okay, love it. They lack discernment, so you need to have that discernment, right, in your life. This could be like a boss that doesn't have good discernment, projecting what they want you to feel/be. They're codependent on you. So this could be people, this could be bosses, right? Ask for angels to transmute your energy. Beautiful. So that could be a great prayer. So dear guardians, guides, and Angel Michael, please transmute all energy for the highest and beneficial timeline and strategy for Sagittarius and all people this reading applies to. Amen. Change happens outside of your comfort zone. New you equals new reality. So you might need to like try new strategies or do new things. Like maybe in the past you let push people, you would get hired at a job and it would be the wrong boss and you knew it, or maybe you didn't know it, but now you know it because you've seen the same thing play out multiple times. Release all that no longer serves you. Interesting. Change happens outside. Yeah, release all that no longer serves you. I love that. Release. Yeah, release like a manifestation method that doesn't work, right? This is about greater devotion to yourself. They won't be invested long term. Fake/draining you. So to be careful, because you could be dealing with somebody quite fake. Stand on business. I love it. That authority, right? Be fearless and take it. Interesting, but it's kind of sideways. So maybe this is about being careful what you're taking on. They're the enemy/one who did it. So be careful of people like that in your life. Use your abilities to save/heal yourself. I love that. Let's get you some extra juicy messages. Maybe we'll just move these so that I don't have to reread anything. Just like maybe we'll cover with this. Sagittarius, people and placements, messages of vital importance. This could be about money. Become bitchy is showing up, so maybe you need to be more bitchy. Sagittarius, maybe you're too kind. Maybe you need to be more bitchy, right? Maybe you're like the type of person who accidentally like opens their mouth and says too much automatically, and it's a bad thing because it gets you in hot water real quick, or it makes people know too much, like know your weakness. Sagittarius, people and placements. So maybe there's a need for you to become mean, Sagittarius, and that's because it's not mean though, because like society likes to condition you that you have to be nice or whatever. That's because they're benefiting off of you, Sagittarius, people and placements. So this could be about being mean, and don't be sad about it. Be happy about it, if anything. It says they want to wage war on you. Yeah, so to be careful. This could be somebody like toxic, jealous of you. It says always let them transmute their own energy, never do it for them. So somebody could have been trying to use you in some way, shape, or form. And it says trying to seduce you. Interesting. So this could be something that's not going to work out. It says dream download. So pay attention to your dreams at this time. Everything is a sign. Yeah, that's so funny because just before I read that, I was thinking about these It sounds like fucking crying outside or something like that, like something so stupid and annoying. So I need to close my window, but it's really fucking annoying, honestly. So maybe you need to cut out things that are just fucking annoying, honestly. So let's do that. I'm sorry, just give me a moment. I can do this while I'm here. My God, shut the fuck up. No offense. Oh, I hate annoying people. But I guess today would be the day that people are annoying. I mean, especially with those intense Pluto aspects. Narcissistic parents. Interesting. So this could be like maybe somebody that you know as a parent is extremely narcissistic. This could be your own parents. But let's get some last extra messages. Oh, sorry, did I move those out of the way? Because I don't want to reread them. Sag. Anything else from this that we missed out for Sagittarius from the highest timeline of love and light, guardian angels, and guides for Sagittarius' highest timeline? Something about prioritizing your peace, your happiness. You could work in like blue collar trades or related industries. Not allowing something will be important as well. So maybe you got to make like a quick little excuse to get yourself out of something. But let's see. Christine, the movie. Yeah, it's like that possessed car. Interesting. I wonder what that has to do with this. Yeah, Bad to the Bone. Actually, it's reminding me of I think that's the movie, right? About the car. But I think it's reminding me of this music video or edit or tribute that is like Christine Bad to the Bone. So maybe you need to be a little bit more bad to the bone. Cat medicine. Yeah, you got cat in your earlier reading. It said independence, right? And that's all about protection. Is this platypus? No, it says planned murder. Yikes. So be careful. Okay. And wanted to see you homeless. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, let's get some last juicy messages. Cat medicine, I love that. Bad to the bone, okay. Sagittarius, so indulging more in your darker side could be healthy for you, protective. It's when we understand the shadow, that we're not repressing it, that we can actually do shit. Things could be being revealed to you as well. Pay attention to your spirit team. Keep your shit hidden, protect your peace, involve nobody. So maybe these people are trying to get information out of you, trying to loop you into something, make you divulge something. Be the fuck careful. Schedule yourself into your life, me time. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So maybe, whatever you attracted recently could have reflected something in the past, or maybe you're moving towards new energy. Guides trying to get you out of the way. Exactly. That's the energy I was getting. Like there's guides around you. So yesteryear. Yeah, this is like a cycle that you're closing out. Like with the world in the future position, this is about closing something out for the future. This is not about repeating the past. So make sure you're not doing that. And this could be dynamics, even new people. But it might have the similar dynamic, right? They no longer serve a purpose in the next chapter. Master over fear equals wish fulfillment. So, yeah, don't be scared of anything, and know that you're in power. It looks like so. Let's move on. I'm gonna pull Lenormand. Sagittarius from the highest teams of love and light. Valuable messages, please. Scythe, yeah. The scythe cuts bare, danger stalks too. Of strangers beware, they can harm you. If nearby cards hold a favorable view, with swift action you'll overcome too. I think you are overcoming. It looks like you're closing something out, which is beautiful. So quickly just kind of, nope, cut, clear, delete, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of lies. So yeah, I don't know what that. I'm getting all hot all of a sudden. So I'm gonna have to end this reading here. Thank you so much for being here. And it says they're a catfish. Yeah, so something might not be what it seems. A little fishy. I think we got that card in your earlier reading. So thank you so much for being here. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal through the Buy Me a Coffee link. And I saw 1844 on the clock. Something about the color yellow could also be relevant. Good luck. Take care.